Were you concerned that despite any good intentions that you may have had on the job, that you were possibly complicit in endangering American lives just by being there?
Absolutely, Sarah. I mean, I think that for all of us that were working on this effort, especially on the task force, there are definitely times when you kind of got to sit down, you look yourself in the mirror and say, you know, I'm helping on this operation. There's no way not to be somewhat complicit when you're part of this entire effort. And I know that it was a moral struggle daily. I know people on the task force that are still struggling with that today.
Let me ask you, Olivia, a few days ago, President Trump said that the coronavirus, the COVID, affected virtually nobody. There's 200,000 families and loved ones of virtually nobodies in America that have died. So how did that make you feel, and how do you respond to that as somebody who was on the task force?
And I find that absolutely heartbreaking. It's so disrespectful to the lives and the lives that we've lost, and the families who are grieving and also still living with the loved ones who are sick, or maybe these people that are personally having symptoms and trying to survive COVID. And that just shows a blatant disregard for human life and Americans. I think that it also speaks to the president and how he views the virus. I mean, none of this is real to him. He just doesn't see it.
So, Olivia, let me ask you this question, because you have a forum to answer this now, because members of the administration, including Pence and retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, whom you worked very closely with, have spoken out against you publicly, claiming that you were fired and that you're simply a disgruntled employee who began to fail at your job. I've heard that about anybody who speaks out against them. You say that's all untrue, but here's your chance to give a response to those two.
I would say both of these individuals, General Kellogg and the Vice President, know the absolute 100% truth. I have to say that I was very disappointed to see a three-star former general get up and lie on national TV about someone like me who had served in a very dedicated fashion on his team day and night. I did my job. I know that I did it well, and I know the truth. And I think sometimes people do things at the request of the president, and that just goes to show that, I mean, that was the only response they could give. And to be honest with you, I can't figure out the response. I can't figure it out. Did I write a beautiful letter, or am I a disgruntled employee like everyone else who leaves or speaks out against the White House? I mean, that's the bottom line. The truth is, when people try to tell the truth about what's happening, they disregard you and say you're a disgruntled employee.
Exactly what they do. So let's go here now. We've talked a lot about, because you know this stuff, we've talked a lot about a potential vaccine on this show. The idea of fast tracking one really actually worries me, because I know what this is about. A trial has already one trial had to be halted already because someone had some weird, horrible adverse reaction to it. So given what you know, do you think we can ever trust whatever they come out with? Certainly in a short period of time?
Joy, I think that is a very serious and important topic. I think that what I would recommend is, I think the American people really need to listen to what the doctors like Dr. Fauci and Dr. Hahn are saying. I have full confidence in them. I know that they are honest people. I have seen them internally fight for what's right. And I would listen to what these credible voices are saying. And if they are telling you, vaccines take a long time to develop, the scientists, I have seen it, we've been briefed on it, they are working very hard firsthand to do this in a very safe manner. Would I believe what the president is saying? Would I believe him if he says he's going to override regulations on timing and everything? Absolutely not. Do not make this do not be susceptible to his lying about whatever is happening behind the scenes. It is important. We're talking about human life and well-being. This is critical. And I would not put it past him to try to skirt around this issue because he thinks it'll give him the votes right before the election. So I would say listen to the doctors. They're trying to speak to you.
Thank you. Whatever they say about you, Olivia, in my book, you're a hero.